Imagine waking up tomorrow, and every glacier on Earth had completely disappeared, not over thousands of years, not over centuries, overnight. At first, it might not seem like a big deal. After all, most of us don't live near glaciers. But within days, the world would begin changing in ways almost nobody expects. This is what would happen if every glacier on Earth melted. From the towering glaciers of Alaska to the Himalayas to Antarctica and Greenland, the ice is simply gone. At first, there isn't a giant wall of water racing across the planet. Instead, scientists stare in disbelief because they have just realized what this means. Glaciers contain nearly 70% of Earth's fresh water, and now all of it has become liquid. The biggest flood in Earth's history has just begun. As trillions of tons of water flow into the oceans, sea levels begin rising. Not by a few centimeters, not by a few meters. Eventually by around 70 meters or 230 feet. The process would take time, but the outcome is unavoidable. Entire coastlines vanish beneath the sea. Cities like New York, London, and Shanghai, Tokyo, Miami, Sydney, and Amsterdam would all be flooded. Hundreds of millions of people are forced to leave their homes. The largest migration in human history begins. Maps around the world become outdated. Florida disappears beneath the ocean. Much of Bangladesh is underwater. Entire Pacific Island nations no longer exist. River mouths move farther inland, and famous beaches disappear forever. Even countries that avoid flooding face another problem. Millions of climate refugees are arriving every week. Governments struggle to provide housing, food, and clean water. The world economy begins to buckle. Glaciers don't just store water, they also help regulate Earth's climate. Without their bright white surfaces reflecting sunlight, the planet absorbs much more heat. Temperatures begin climbing even faster. Heat waves become longer. Droughts become more severe. Wildfires spread across continents. At the same time, the extra moisture in the atmosphere fuels stronger storms. Some hurricanes become larger than anything in recorded history. Weather patterns that humans have relied on for thousands of years begin falling apart. This seems impossible. After all, the planet now has more water than ever. But there's a problem. It's salt water. Many rivers around the world depend on glaciers melting slowly throughout the year. Without glaciers, those rivers begin drying up. Communities that relied on glacier-fed water suddenly face shortages. Farmers can't irrigate crops, and reservoirs stop filling. Billions of people begin competing for less fresh water. Entire ecosystems collapse. Animals that depend on cold environments, polar bears, penguins, seals, many alpine species, lose their homes. Ocean currents also begin changing. The enormous amount of fresh water entering the oceans disrupts circulation patterns. Some regions become much colder, others become much hotter. Marine life struggles to adapt, and fishing industries collapse in many parts of the world. The balance of life on Earth begins shifting. Humanity slowly adapts. Massive seawalls protect some cities. Others are abandoned forever. New ports are built farther inland, and entire capitals move to higher ground. Countries spend trillions rebuilding infrastructure. But some places can never be rebuilt. The Statue of Liberty stands in shallow water. Much of the Netherlands has disappeared. Historic landmarks around the world become underwater ruins. Future generations know them only through photographs. Children born after the disaster think the new coastlines are normal. History books describe cities that no longer exist. People vacation above the submerged remains of ancient streets. Divers explore underwater skyscrapers. Civilizations have adapted, but the planet has changed forever. The glaciers that took tens of thousands of years to form are gone, and they won't return anytime soon. Thankfully, this scenario isn't going to happen overnight. Even with rapid climate change, it would take centuries or even thousands of years for every glacier on Earth to melt. But glaciers are already shrinking and sea levels are already rising. And scientists continue to monitor these changes closely, because glaciers aren't just frozen rivers of ice. They help regulate our climate, store most of Earth's fresh water, and shape the world we live in. Lose them all, and we'd lose far more than beautiful landscapes. We'd be living on an entirely different planet.